before I start this vlog proper, I want to give an update on Framegate from last week. And what I said last time was there wasn't a the poster I wanted to put in there couldn't fit because it was 18 by 23.5 inches. I did end up finding a poster that fit, and it is the Realm of Tal'Dorei map from Critical Role. I got this with Matt Mercer's campaign setting for Tal'Dorei. If you know Critical Role, it's like Matt Mercer's like a real play D&D podcast sort of thing. Good show. I haven't watched it in a while, but I did watch the first run a lot, and I managed to get this in here. It's a little scuffed up in like the corners a bit because I had been using thumbtacks to keep it in, or to keep it on the wall before, and it's kind of torn a bit here because it was stuck to the back of the book, like folded and kept there by like the sort of like adhesive goo sort of thing that gets put on like some stuff, and that kind of tore up a bit. But actually, I think it makes it like the folding creases and like the little tears. I think it makes it look a little more authentic, I guess, in a way. So I'm actually pretty proud with how this came out. It was a bitch to put it in here, so I hope I never have to put anything else in here ever again. So that's an update. Now we can get on to the stuff I got at the flea market, and it's been a bit because, well, I was gonna record this yesterday, but I just didn't have the time. It's Labor Day weekend and all. So let's start with the first thing I got in the day, and I got it from the guys I usually get my games from. They one of them actually approached me before they'd set up and said like, "Hey, I got something for you," and he had Panzer Dragoon Zwei for the Sega Saturn. It's a Japanese copy. Normally the Saturn is region locked, but since there are all sorts of like ways to get around it nowadays, so I don't have it should be just as easy as getting like an action replay cart or something to get this to be playable in my Saturn. It looks to be in pretty like pristine condition, all things considered, and the cover looks pretty cool. It actually has like an obi strip, if you know what that is. It's something separate from the actual instruction manual, and there's just a lot of like, obviously a lot of Japanese text on here, but there's one part of the of this packaging, or I guess the game rather, that I think is really funny, and it says in English, "Panzer Dragoon Zwei is one of the best 3D shooting games available. Presented for your pleasure." See, maybe you can see that. So yeah, it's just like in English, which is really funny to me. But it was $20. I figured I'd fork it over. It's about the going rate online, so I didn't really mind, especially for a copy in this condition. All that's left for the Saturn Panzer Dragoon games is Saga, but I'm never getting that one. So let's go on to the second game I got, which was actually the last thing I got in the day, and it's Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. It's a RPG. I guess it's technically a Western RPG, but it plays like Final Fantasy X. And as far as I know, this is one of the only games that actually copied Final Fantasy X, which always confused me because the combat in 10 was so good. and the fact that no one else decided to copy it is really odd. So yeah, it was $6, so I figured I'd pick it up, I'd give it a shot. If I end up not liking it, then it's only $6. I don't really give a shit. Get that out of there. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. That's actually all the games. But I also got, I think this is a first for the vlogs. I've gotten books before, but I don't think I haven't gotten one recently. And I got it from some punk guy. It's all decked out in like leather and stuff. And it's Into the Wild. Book I've been meaning to read for a while. And we actually never read it in school. So whenever I'm finished with my the book I'm currently reading, I'll be sure to read this on my breaks at work. And one thing I can mention. I really like it when or I hate it rather. I hate it when movie adaptations of books happen and they change the cover to be like the poster of the movie. I hate that shit so much. It just looks so like tacky and bad. I think it's a lot more classy if you just have now a major motion picture sticker. Ideally there'd be nothing, but I understand why you would want to put that on there. So yeah, Into the Wild. I'll be sure to read that someday. And then we have probably one of my favorite things I got this week. And it's Detective Conan, or Case Closed, as I know it. It's the 5th season, which is episodes 106 to 130. I believe that's the last of the dub. But yeah, it was $5 for like 25 episodes of anime. That's a pretty good deal, even if it's only on DVD. As far as I'm aware, Case Closed isn't on Blu-ray anyway. But yeah, this is really exciting. I loved Case Closed as a kid. It was one of the shows I would watch when it was like the show when you stayed up really late during the summertime. I think it was on Toonami, or not Toonami, on Adult Swim at like 1 a.m. in the morning. And as a kid, you just like, you watch the show and then all of a sudden it's like not, I don't know if it's not like, it's definitely not kid friendly, but it's not like super serious until the murders happen, and then it gets like intense because they show some like pretty gory shit, especially in the early episodes. One of my favorites. And it's cool to finally have a copy, and for $5 I couldn't really pass it up. It's even got like a little slip from upcoming Blu-ray releases, so I guess this is from like late April 2010, because it's got a bunch of ads for anime coming out in May 2010. We got Fullmetal Alchemist, Initial D, Shin-Chan, and like D, Gray Man, and Dragon Ball. The rest I don't really know. Well, I guess I know Triple X Holic, the movie. I've never seen it, but I know it. Oh, it's a little postcard and sent to Funimation. Isn't that neat? But yeah, cool to have. I didn't expect to see it. I was glad to pick it up. It's in a really hefty box too. It's like a VHS case, but for DVDs. And now it's record time. So I have to separate these a bit for reasons I'll explain shortly. But first up is Adam and the Ants, Kings of the Wild Frontier. If you've seen an earlier episode of Flea Market Pickups, you know that you know that I got Viva La Rock from Adam Ant. This is his earlier work when he was with his full band before he went solo. And Viva La Rock I really liked. I actually really liked that record. So I figured I'd pick up some of his earlier stuff and happened to find this. $4. The guy wanted $5. I talked him down to $1. I'm a god of haggling. And it's not in the best shape. At least the cover and the jacket aren't. But the vinyl itself, it looks fine. Looks pretty good. So happy to have it. And next, I did more of a scan through of that guy I was talking about last week, the guy who had a bunch of records for half off, and I found the Romantics in Heat. Paid about the sticker says $5, but I probably paid about like $2 for it. And this is, if you don't know who the Romantics are, they're the ones who did I think they did What I Like About You, but that one's not on this. But it does have Talking in Your Sleep, which is another great song. And even if I don't like the rest of the album, I'm happy to have it just for that one song. I only paid $2 after all. So that was nice. Next, I got... Ooh, this is a good one. It's Yes 90125. I have to look at the cover to figure out the order of the numbers. This one, I don't know if you can tell in the from the camera, but this is actually sealed. And he was asking 15, half off 7. So there's actually a couple copies of this, but there was a sealed one sitting in here, so I picked that up. Obviously, I want the sealed one, and I figured I'd save it for the vlog. So live on camera, I will do a opening. I just have to be very careful. Let me turn that off. Yeah. There's a bit of a temptation to kind of keep it sealed, but not really, because I don't really like collecting sealed stuff. I prefer, these things are meant to be played, so what's the point of keeping them sealed? Except for, like, resale value, but I'm not interested in reselling anytime soon. So yeah, keep it, I'll open it because I want to listen to it. This is, if you don't know, Yes, they're like a prog rock band. They did Roundabout, the JoJo song, but this is their 80s album. So little less prog, still prog, but a little less so. And it's also the album with Owner of a Lonely Heart, which I like. I like that song. But it's not everyone's favorite. So yeah. Here we are. It smells old as shit. I wonder if this is like a original pressing. It doesn't say anything to suggest it isn't. To think that it's been like sitting this way since the 80s is really weird to me. Yeah, wow, this looks great. Not a fucking scratch, obviously. Cool. You never really see sealed records at the flea market. So it was pretty interesting. Is there anything else in there? No. It was pretty interesting. And it's nice to have. My Yes collection is, I think I only have Close to the Edge, which doesn't have Roundabout on it. But I'm happy to add 90125. Next, we have a triple deal. I figured I'd show all three because they're related. First up is True Blue by Madonna. I've become a bit of a Madonna collector now, I guess. This one was by the record guy that I was talking about earlier, the half-off record guy. $5 for this one. So around $3 or $2. I think all in all, I got the Yes, the Romantics, and Madonna from him. I think I paid maybe $15 for it all, which pretty good deal. He had a ton of stuff. I just wish I was more interested in more of them, but I'm a little picky still. And I noticed that the hype sticker on here says that it includes a colored poster, and I didn't look for it until I already bought it. But lo and behold, here it is. Unfortunately, I have no frame that fits this weird ratio. Do I have the tape measure around here? I could maybe measure it live on vlog. I guess not. It's probably over there. But yeah, it's a cool poster, and I'm shocked it's still in there. It doesn't look like it was, no one hung it up or anything. Just kept it in the record, I guess, or in the jacket. Pretty exciting. I'm more new to Madonna than most people, I believe, are. So I don't really know any of these songs, but I'm still looking forward to checking it out. But that's not the only Madonna I got, because crazily enough, another seller had like a bin of like dollar records among other stuff, probably just from her old collection, and she had Crazy for You and Dress You Up. $1 each. I figured I'd just pick them up. It's like, fuck it, who cares? It made me look like a bit of a nut for Madonna to my to Brian, but I don't care. It's pretty funny, and they're just singles, so however you wanna look at it. I do have more Madonna than I feel like, I don't want to say most people, but anyone I know who collects records. And I just, I figured I'd get them. I actually like I like how it says specially priced maxi single. I see them a lot. I see that a lot. And yeah, they're just singles, but they're 12-inch singles. Usually the singles are in like 7-inch. But I don't know why. In the 80s, they liked doing them in 12 inches. I think it makes it easier to put on the shelf. The 7 inches have kind of like slip in, kind of get like obscured. Even 10-inch records have that problem. So for the few 7 inches I do have, I kind of put them with another record in the jacket, usually with the relevant artist. And I think that's everything I got from the flea market, but there is more stuff that I got that technically isn't from the flea market, but I got it on the same day at a local record shop, one we usually go to after the flea market to go talk with one of the guys who runs it. Cool guy. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Forget what I said. Because I got the Tron soundtrack. It contains Journey's new Only Solutions. I actually don't have much to say about this, besides the fact that it was half off, so $10 became $5 I paid for this. Tron. I actually haven't even seen Tron, which I don't know how well it holds up, but the soundtrack is probably pretty cool if it's anything like the 2011 movie. So that's all I had to say about Tron. Anyway, on to the stuff I got from the record store. And first up is Genesis selling English by the pound. If you I forget the name of the guy, but one of the commenters on one of my earlier vlogs, I think it was the one I got the Saturn in, he said you have to listen, I mentioned that I wanted to get into Genesis, and he mentioned that I should listen to Selling English by the Pound. Well, pal, you're gonna get your wish soon, because I just picked it up. $8 I paid for this. The condition is pretty good. Like, there's some ring wear, but the vinyl itself looked good. And yeah, I kind of couldn't really pass it up, because we needed I needed to fulfill that commenter's request. This one actually has Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins. I didn't know they were both in the band at one point. Shows how much I know about Genesis. And finally, it's just a receipt, don't mind that. There's A Flock of Seagulls, self-titled. A Flock of Seagulls, they did Iran. I paid $6 for it. Need I say more? But just like looking at these song titles, like Space Age Love Song, I've actually heard that song, it's pretty good. Telecommunication, Modern Love is Automatic, DNA, Man-Made, and they just look like they look so lame. The main guy doesn't have the weird hair yet, because I think how that like came to be or something was it was for the music video, and they didn't record the music video until like a year after the album came out. I might be wrong on that, so don't fact check me. But yeah, that's I think that's all she wrote. That's everything about the flea market and more. Pretty good haul, actually. And it's actually, I think there's only a few months left of the flea market. They close around October, so this vlog series might be going on a hiatus for a little bit, because once that flea market closes, I sleep in on Sundays, which is nice, but I also get less crap. Oh no. I think what I'm gonna do, ignore the chair. I think what I'm gonna do is when the season ends, I'm gonna do like a greatest hits of just everything I'd gotten at the flea market. But yeah, until then, I'll be seeing you guys later, and look forward to the next one.